Hi, and welcome to another Average Joe Hockey Report. In today's video, we have a series preview of the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights, as in a playoff series preview, obviously. Here's what you need to know. Before tonight's game, the only memory between the two teams was the trade that sent Max Pacioretty to the Golden Knights in favor of Thomas Tatar, Nick Suzuki, and the pick that ended up being Matthias Norlinder, who, according to Cap Friendly, signed his entry-level contract recently, and looks like another promising prospect on the Canadiens' blue line. Nick Suzuki, who was obviously ended up being the main character in that trade, was asked if he wanted to prove if the Knights made a mistake trading him, in which he responded, "It's more about proving the Canadiens they made the right choice." His exact words being, "It's more about proving GM Marc Bergevin right to want me in the deal." My opinion, even if Suzuki ends up losing, I don't. I think the trade was the right move to make because the team was on a rebuild when the trade occurred, and the pieces they got were a temporary fix in Tatar, who was supposed to be a lesser player than Pacioretty, but was only the lesser player in regards to production this season, and then two up-and-coming players in Suzuki and Norlinder. Speaking of Pacioretty, expect Pacioretty's line with Mark Stone and Chandler Stevenson to be up against the Philip Danault, Brendan Gallagher, and Arturi Lehkonen line. If the Knights' top line gets shut down, watch out for the William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, and Riley Smith line. Speaking of lines, while the Corey Perry, Eric Staal, and Yoel Armia line have been stellar, pardon the pun, but I could see that line stalling, considering they might be up against their fastest opponents in this year's playoffs. But we'll see what happens. Expect goals to be 5-on-5 when teams score. While Montreal's power play has been only held off the score sheet once since Game 6 against the Leafs, the Knights boast the best penalty killing in the NHL during the regular season. On the flip side, Vegas only had 2 power play goals against the Avalanche and didn't fare too well with their power play during the regular season. What the heck? Why can't I scroll? Okay, here we go. Expect Carey Price to be the busier of the goalies and to see if the Habs' defense can keep up with the speed of the Knights. At times, the Knights even outshot the Colorado Avalanche in their series, which is almost impossible, considering the Avs boasted some of the best advanced stats in the NHL. My prediction? Hoping for reverse psychology yet again, but I think Montreal's Cinderella run comes to an end. It's been a good run, but Montreal is the Washington football team of the NHL. The Washington football team were in a weak division in the NFC East and made the playoffs, and this year the Montreal Canadiens were that in the weak North Division. Montreal is a team that made the playoffs not because they are good, but the other teams in their division were bad. Montreal clinched the playoffs with an overtime loss to the Edmonton Oilers, and the only difference between their team now and the team that got swept by the Detroit Red Wings in the season series when the Red Wings got dead last was 6 new starting players since. I think Vegas shows why they've been contenders since they've entered the league. I think they'll show why they are the favorites and why they are one of the strongest teams in AHL and why they beat the Avalanche. With that being said, I'm predicting Vegas in 5. Look, I know people are saying, well, this is not, it's not a good measuring curve. These two teams didn't play against each other, whatnot. The whole, this division's stronger than that division. Well, I mean, it just proves my point. Like, I just think that Vegas has the stronger team. Whereas Montreal, they've had their struggles against like teams like Ottawa and Detroit in the past 2 seasons and whatnot. So, yeah, that's why I say Vegas in 5. This video is at times based on opinion and may have no implications on how the series will go. So remember, if I'm wrong, don't belittle me, educate me. Take care, everyone, and follow my Instagram page, Average Joe Hockey Report, my YouTube channel, Marty Tommy.